Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you can join me. Today is Wedding Tip Wednesday, and we're talking about my process for booking weddings. So before we get started talking about the process, first off, let's talk about how many weddings you book. Ray Roman from Ray Roman Films, if you don't know who he is like the man when it comes to wedding cinematography of high-end weddings. I went to a couple of his workshops and Facebooked him a couple times and talked about UFC fights. Really cool guy, so Ray Roman is the best. He asked me about 4 years ago in Houston, he said, how many weddings do I book out of 10 that I send a proposal to? At the time I said, I bragged. I said I probably film about 7 or 8. He said, then you are way too cheap and you're giving too much away. And it made me think, man, am I not choosing my clients carefully? And so now I do choose my clients carefully because I want to make sure that we're a good fit to work together. I would say that right now I'm about 3 out of 10, but that's a little mistaken because I choose to only send proposals to the couples who I want to work with. And when I say want to work with, I'm not being snobby, but we have to be a perfect fit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see my other wedding tips that I do. So how do couples normally hear about me? First off, word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge for me. Again, 8 tips for wedding cinematographers. Go back and watch it if you haven't. So word of mouth is huge, or I filmed a wedding that they attended, or they were actually in the bridal party. Don't forget this. This is a big tip. Don't forget while you're filming a wedding or a commercial, there is potential clients all around. Those potential clients, they're watching you. They're watching how you act, and they're especially watching you at high-end weddings. I've booked high-end weddings for my market because I filmed another high-end wedding earlier that year. And those people, they told me they loved how me and my team handled ourselves and how we acted around the couple the whole day. Wedding planners are another asset to me. I'm pretty tight with one of the best wedding planners in this area, and she refers me to about 95% of her brides if I'm in their price range, and she knows all my prices. A little teaser to come, I plan on interviewing her pretty soon so she can give you other wedding cinematographers some advice on how to work with wedding planners. So my process is pretty simple. I don't use a client management system. It's not that I'm against it. I tried 3 different companies and I just didn't like the work up front that I had to do. So I created a system that works for me. Again, I'm not against client management system. There was weddings, I told y'all one time, I filmed 38 to 40 weddings like 3 years in a row. So I do that type of stuff. It's just, it's not part of my process. So what is my system? When a couple or planner or mom or groom, whoever it is, they contact me, I send them a questionnaire that gives me the information I need to complete a price proposal. This is key. I don't have a set price for weddings. I don't have wedding packages I just send prices to. Each one is different. Each couple's different. Each wedding's different. And the questionnaire that they send me tells me all that information. So should I give you my questionnaire questions? Sure, I'm gonna give it to you because freely I've received, freely I give. So it has normal contact info, then the type of ceremony it's going to be, Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, Indian, or other. Why is this important? Well, around here, because Catholic weddings, Catholic ceremonies with full masses are way longer than non-denominational weddings. So that messes with coverage times. I filmed one Catholic mass that was 2 hours long. See what I mean? Messes with coverage times. Indian weddings are normally 2 days long and sometimes 3. At Jewish weddings, the couple stands underneath the covering with the 4 posts. I don't know what it's called, forgive me. They stand underneath it with their parents and with the officiant, so it's really tight under there, and so I can't get the angles I need with my normal lenses, so I need longer lenses. Next question. I ask who their photographer is. Why do I ask this? This is simple. I have a list of photographers who I will not work with. Yes, this is true. I have worked with wonderful photographers. I've also worked with some really bad ones who they act like I'm not even there. That's a problem. So if they don't have one, I'll recommend 4 to 5 different photographers who I love working with based off their budget. I also ask about a wedding planner. If they don't have one, I recommend the one who I'm gonna hopefully interview one day. Now to some more details about this questionnaire. I ask if there are any events prior to the ceremony that they want me to film other than the normal prep stuff. For example, if they're going to play golf that morning, if they're going to shoot skeet, if they're going duck hunting. I've even filmed a dove hunt one time. Like in 2012, I walked around with dove hunters, wore camouflage with my camera, or if they go take a trip to New Orleans or they go offshore fishing like 3 days before the wedding. I want to know this because that's going to help me tell their story. If they're going hunting, I know that type of family. If they're gonna go play golf, I know that type of family. If they're going to a rodeo, I know that type of story. So what I try to do is learn about their story through those type of events. And if it adds to their story, I may not even charge to go film that stuff because I want to tell their story, because story is most important. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see the vlog from yesterday. I also ask where the locations of the prep's going to be. Where's the ceremony? Where's the reception? That type of stuff. Because if I have to drive all over, then that's gonna make the price go up. And finally, I ask if there are any special performances planned at the reception. For example, is the mom and son gonna do a crazy dance? Is the dad and daughter? This past weekend, the dad and daughter did a crazy dance. And I know that they're gonna want that entire dance one day. So what I do is I put up a camera just filming the whole dance floor that's recording, and I can give it to them as a bonus because I know they're gonna want that. I also ask if there's a special guest artist, a singer, a musician who's gonna be playing at the reception for some reason, because later on they may want it. And if the mom comes to me, 3 months later and says, hey, I want the coverage of that lady singing at the reception because that's my sister. If I didn't ask, then I wouldn't know that. But since I asked and I knew that the sister, the aunt, was going to be singing, then I could film it and give it to them for a price later. Again, it's all about aftermarket sales. So after the event, can I sell them something else? So after they send back the questionnaire, I put together a price proposal with 3 different film options, plus I include an a la carte page that has a bunch of add-ons, so if they want more, they can always add more. I'm gonna give you all that information in another video to come on another Wedding Tip Wednesday. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining. Subscribe for more wedding tips and behind the scenes, plus Marriage Tip Monday that we do with my wife. On to the next one.